Doing it this way minimized a lot of risk for myself because I didn't have to have a lot of money up front. The most important thing when you're finding a partner to co-own a property is you want to make sure that they have money. Hi, I'm Sandy Liu, your Nanaimo Realtor, talking to you all things real estate and money. Don't forget to subscribe. So what do I tell my clients when they think they cannot afford to get into the housing market? I think that there's a lot of different ways that they should explore, and one of them is co-ownership. Affordability is such a challenge right now because things are just more expensive. There's high inflation and people have to make more to qualify. So I think home affordability is out of reach, or it feels like it's out of reach for a lot of people. So co-ownership is when you buy a property with somebody else. It could be one person or it could be with multiple people. Am I seeing more people exploring the option of co-ownership? Definitely, myself included. Depending on the type of investment and what it's used for, I think people are exploring more co-ownership options because I think it minimizes a lot of risk. And in a time where you're not certain, there's a lot of uncertainty in our world. And I believe that if you have friends or family with the same common goal, you can build wealth quicker, faster, better by combining your finances and resources together. So some of the people that should consider co-ownership is if you have a parent who is more financially stable. So I've seen now quite a bit of a trend where siblings have been combining their resources to own houses together, whether they co-occupy it or one of them buy it and the other lives in it. The other option that I see happening a lot is boyfriend-girlfriend or common law situation. People are buying things together to make it more affordable. So I feel like all arrangements could be very successful, or they could be terribly wrong. And there's the difference between good and bad comes down to one thing that oftentimes people neglect to do ahead of time, which is a co-ownership agreement. So the co-ownership agreement simply just states that who puts in what, and at the time when you want to sell, who gets what out. So the co-ownership agreement can be done like a prenup. So you do it before you buy a property. It's done at the lawyer's office and it's not very costly to do. Roughly between $800 to $2,000 depending on how complex it is. But it states who put in what, who's gonna get what out. And if you feel like you've missed it and you've already bought the property, when you're still in a great standing relationship with the person you bought the property with, you could also do one afterwards. And one of the most important thing you wanna make sure is that this co-ownership agreement is registered on title. So at the time when you're ready to exit, that everybody's very clear based on the agreement who's going to get what, and it's not always equal. So why would somebody want to do a co-ownership agreement? Well, because you don't know if the relationship is going to change, and you don't know if people's financial situation will change. So sometimes you might go into a property with great intentions that you want to hold it for a very long time, but your partner all of a sudden run into some issues or your relationship change and they want to exit. And so the co-ownership agreement at least clearly defines who's responsible for what and who's supposed to get the portion for what it is. So some of the benefits in buying a property with someone else, whether it's one person or multiple people, is the obvious. You don't have to have as much down payment. There's not a huge amount of risk associated if you find a good property for investment, like I often find for my clients. But yes, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's the idea. Several years ago, we saw a beautiful property that needed a lot of work. It was in a beautiful area, great location, but the house needed so much work to get it to where it would be marketable. We decided to go in with another friend. So we purchased the property together, we set a budget, and then we renovated and sold the property later for X dollar amount. And doing it this way minimized a lot of risk for myself because I didn't have to have a lot of money up front. So it was great to have somebody else that was just as vested as I am, who we both had the common goal of making this property succeed. Well, the most important thing when you're finding a partner to co-own a property is you want to make sure that they have money, that they are in good financial standing. If your agreement is equitable, where everything is divided right in the middle, you want to make sure that they can pick up their other half. So the people who shouldn't do co-ownership together is if your partner is financially unstable. The other person that you should not co-own with is somebody who has a very different timeline. Parents, for example, sometimes if they're nearing retirement, you may want to reconsider those types of people not being the best options. And the people that should be co-owning with you is sometimes you're cohabiting, whether it's a friend or a boyfriend, a girlfriend. You have to pay rent anyways. You might as well combine your powers and own that piece of property together. Friends, really good friends who align with your goal of investing should definitely talk and discover if this is a great future prospect. And then relative, whether it's a sibling or a parent, definitely I think if they have very strong financial standing, they can co-sign or help you, really grow your wealth. If you're a new buyer, you're a first-time home buyer. So if you find this video helpful and you're ready to explore co-ownership in Nanaimo, book a call with me. Let's see if we can make things happen for you.